Welcome to this week's episode of the Indy and Doctor podcast. I have one thing to announce at the top of the show. So last week's episode, we spoke about the St. George's flag and the history of the flag and where it came from. And Goran and I got something wrong, which was we assumed that St. George was executed and forced to convert to a religion. We then thought it was Islam, which is incorrect. We were off by about 300 years because he was executed in about 300 AD. Islam was formed in 600 AD. It was probably a pagan religion of some sort. Couldn't find out which. Some say Romans, etc. But our mistake. We're happy to admit that. And thank you for those guys in the comments who corrected us. Super appreciate it.
Appreciate it.
On to this week's episode. This is all about the floods in Punjab. So this has been a pretty big topic on the Punjabi side of social media that we sit on. We see a lot of people talking about this, and we thought we would take a moment to talk about this in depth, because now that the floods are, I think, at their highest point, and also it's given a week of news as well for us to catch up on exactly what's happened and all the ins and outs and the current upstate things, where I don't know if things are going to get better or worse, but it seems like it's at an all-time worst at the moment. What's also helpful is that we've got other outlets like friends of ours who have put out informative things. Various news outlets have started picking this up. We didn't actually know, or I didn't know, God, that this started back in August. And it's only really come to the forefront about now in the last couple of weeks.
But the back end of August, not as in we're not saying, I don't think it started at the start of August.
Yeah, the back end of August.
Back of it. So it's not, we're talking 1-2 weeks maybe.
Yeah.
And I guess, if it happens and it stops, that's one thing, but the relentlessness of it and the continued momentum of Pani building, that the images we see now where you're like, oh, so where's the kit, where the farms, where the crops? There's nothing.
Gone.
It's just Pani, right? And you see people floating. And I don't know if you saw that clip of that guy. He was a gentleman, clearly a farmer. I'm not sure if he was Punjabi, but he was speaking Hindi, and he's like, "Ab main kya karunga? Ab main kya karunga?" And his son's trying to console him. Translation: What will I do now? What will I do now? And just obviously, clearly, it's his livelihood. He's done this for X amount of time, and so it is devastating. I think one thing for me is we think we're in 2025, so much progress, technology, infrastructure. And I often think, like, how can some of these things still happen? Like, if I think about America, and I think, okay, tornado, hurricane, not sure how you build something to like block or intercept that. Like, Thor coming down and saying, stop to the wind. Like, don't know. But Pani, I feel like, unless it's a tsunami, everything else you think, oh, okay, build a dam, build a water defense. Like, surely there's something, more irrigation, divert the Pani away to somewhere. But it's very humbling, isn't it? When you see these things, you're like, oh, okay, yeah, some things you just can't control.
Yeah, I think parts of it seem intentional. Parts of it seem down to a lack of infrastructure as well to relieve floodwater that comes through. Lack of drainage, lack of systems. We'll come to all this in a bit. But there's bits of it that seem intentional to aggravate the situation. Obviously, you can't help a monsoon season or downpour of rain. But what you do afterwards can be deemed to be like, okay, now this is neglect or a political act or whatever. So should we
there are human factors. Yes.
Yeah. So what I've got from my side is that this is the worst flood since 1988. I'll be looking at my phone quite a bit in this episode, so I've written everything down because I don't want to get things wrong. So worst flood since 1988, highest rainfall since 1976 at Sialkot, 36.3 centimeters of rain fell in 24 hours. That's incredible. Think of those rulers in school.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
and then a little bit more. 36.3 I got.
36.3. Right, yeah. So like you said, more than a ruler. No, again, you're saying that, I don't know what the normal reference is for amount of rainfall, like in a day, but the fact you're saying that...
In the UK, if we get torrential downpour for a day, that's normally like 5-6 centimeters.
Right, there we go. That's a reference point. So 6-7, nearly 7 times the amount of that.
I mean, that's just heavy rainfall, today, just consistently going.
I don't know how it was for you, but it's pissing it down here today all day.
Oh yeah, same. We had it on and off all day.
Right? And so we're like, oh my God, gina pani pe gaya. But when that's happening, you're thinking, okay, look, what you just said, there's 7 times the amount of pani, and the pani has nowhere to go.
Not a good combo.
Not a good combo, is it? Yeah.
No. So the floods itself seem to be caused by swollen rivers and seasonal rain due to a monsoon. The additional rain on top has made this worse. To give you some stats of what's actually been impacted, crops over 148,000 of hectares have been demolished in the floods. I'm I'm sure people are thinking, but why are the floods so dangerous? Well, here we go. This is where the man-made factors come into it. Water mixes with poor sewage and poor waste systems. A lot of that hasn't been developed on the Pakistan side of Punjab. A clear factor to bear in mind is people, when they speak of Punjab, they just think it's the India side. No, this has impacted both. And there's actually an argument here to say, by sheer number of displaced people, the Pakistan side has actually been way more impacted than the India side. I think the number I got was over 1.8 million people have been displaced now as a result of it on the Pakistan side.
I had on the other side. Keep talking. I'll get my.
I'm seeing all these numbers and I'm thinking, wow, that seems incredible when you put into the sheer number of.
Yeah, displaced 1.8 million, but people affected 3.8 million on the Pakistan Punjab side versus 350,000 on the India Punjab side. So 3.8 million versus 3. Now, obviously, we're not trying to compare for the sake of comparing.
No.
People being affected is people being affected. I think you're right. I think what you meant to say there was if you're Punjabi Sikh, when you talk about Punjab, you think about
we
India
assume
side.
It's the India side.
Yeah, exactly. But there is obviously.
And there is whole another part of Punjab, which is in Pakistan, which is fair to speak about. Again, it's not a measuring contest. This is just simple stats, right? So, okay, water mixes with poor sewage and waste systems, meaning high chances of more diseases. Obviously, as a doctor, Karan, you can give me some more info on this if you need to. But fungal infections, skin infections, high cases of malaria, gastric pain, and diarrhea are common symptoms and factors.
So malaria is an important one. The other two big ones to mention are cholera. So cholera is a waterborne disease. And the other one is Legionnaire's disease. So basically all we're talking about here is obviously one is the sewage, but other thing is stagnant pani. Yeah. So in the same way, most people know this, but if you're washing your windscreen and that pani that's been sitting in your engine, and if you leave there have been cases of this, if your windows are down whilst you're doing it, that stagnant pani could have Legionnaire spores, which then come in through your window and give you the infection. So
seriously?
You are doing that. Yeah. We've had patients with that. So keep your windows up. Stagnant pani, not a good thing in general.
Damn.
Same. I mean, on that point, when you go to a hotel, you don't know how long that pani's been sitting on top of the shower head before you use the shower. Let it run 5-10 minutes. Let it clear it all out and then use the shower. Another just tip. Same reason.
Jeez. Okay. 5-10 minutes. All right. I'll bear that in mind.
Learning today. Yeah. You can set your timer.
Jesus, man. Thank you. Now you got me worried about Barney. Okay. Right. That's one. Obviously, houses are flooded and livelihood is lost. That is very clearly obvious to be seen. Yeah.
And livestock
farming crops for the year are ruined and washed away. Punjab may witness, and this is the mad stat, 20 to 25% of a decline in basmati rice production, as a quarter of the crop was damaged beyond recovery.
Basmati.
Punjab accounted for 40% of India's rice export last year. This will cost about one season's worth of earnings from farming.
That's a lot. You know, if
that's crazy.
Most of the farmers, again, perception, farming is incredibly lucrative, and probably there are people that make a lot of money from it, but most of them, going back to this is my school geography, Indy, learned about, I think it's called sustenance farming. Is that right, the word? Is that the word?
I don't know, mate.
It's something like that, which is basically you sell a bit, you live off a bit, but you're not really making a lot. There was a term for it we learned in geography. So I think a lot of the farmers are in that thing. And so if they're going to miss a portion of that, which they rely on, then that is a big thing. And it's basmati.
What did I say? Basmati. Sorry.
Which but I feel like because you read it, you didn't recognize the word.
That's exactly how I said it.
I was like, bro. I was like, I know you know the word.
My bad. Basmati rice. Yeah. Anyway, those are the impacts that I've seen so far. Anything you want to add to that?
No, I mean, that's pretty accurate. I think the stat I'd read about in terms of the average rainfall for this period of year compared to what it's been, so an increase of 26.5% more. So monsoon is monsoon. They expect rain. But when you get a lot more rain, and like you said, now we're going to talk about the poor infrastructure and things. The thing is the pani has to go somewhere. That's the point. It's a bit like when we talk about energy. Energy can never be created or destroyed. It can only be transferred. Same with pani. So the pani has to go somewhere.
Yeah. So the water does have to go somewhere. And this is where politics and other things come into mind. So imagine you have a bunch of rainfall that occurs. Obviously, there's dams and there's barriers put in place to absorb a lot of this. However, a lot of these dams in place were opened up because they were reaching their full capacity and they were unable to hold the amount of. It's okay. Shindy can roam in the background. It's cool. Don't worry.
Yeah, you can see the lights moving.
I can see the lights moving. It's all good. Yeah. All those dams that were holding that amount of water were essentially opened.
Upstream, we're talking, guys.
Upstream to the west side of Punjab, which is the Pakistan side of Punjab, which has made the flooding worse. Pushing all that out, people were saying that is a political choice that has occurred. Another problem adding to that is a lot of water that is sent to the India side of Punjab is rerouted to other parts as well via the canal systems. Some of those canal systems have been shut down and locked off whilst this flooding occurred. That seems, again, like an intentional choice to just let that part of Punjab just essentially flood and turn into a floodplain. So it could have been, the water could have been shared out and spread across India to allow the flow of water to go through, but no, that didn't occur. So parts of this, you can obviously assume conspiracy, you can assume this is intentional, this is done to ruin Punjab, etc. But I can only show you the facts of what's happened. Were those canals closed? Yes. Did they open those dams and push it upstream? Yes. Well, the reasons behind it, anyone can speculate, right?
I think that's fair, and I'd like to think we're not conspiracy theorists. We talk from a place of facts.
I love a good conspiracy, though. I do. I absolutely love it.
Indy's. Are you telling me? And then Indy will just
come on
fly with one. Come on, Karan. Come on. I was like, but Indy could just be that as well. No, Karan. No, that's what they want you to think.
Give me the sexy answer. Yeah.
Merge those cells, Indy. But that aside, so the turning off of the certain canals, but the actual infrastructure which is meant to handle it sounds like it's not being fully invested in or updated and that can happen, right? Because if you have, let's say, like you've just quoted a stat about when, this is the highest since X amount of time. If it's been so long and everything's fine in the Tiga, you can get very complacent and be like, okay, it's fine. Yeah, this will do the job. It just takes something to not, and then now it's a proper disaster, isn't it? And we got all these NGOs out there trying to help and salvage people and basically give them support.
Yeah, I'm linking every charity that I can find that I think is reputable. There's loads out there. These are the ones that I can verify are good and on the ground and actually out there. I'm putting them in the comments. Sorry, not the comments, in the main description below. There's 3 for the Punjab side. There's 2 for the Pakistan side. There's hundreds more. If you've got your own one that you want to contribute to, please, by all means, go for it. These are the ones that I just found to be the most up to date and the ones that seem like they had a website that was donating specifically for this cause. Some will say, here's a donation to make, but you want to make sure your money's going to the right place. So those are the links down below. Please donate as much as you can give. If you can't, please just raise awareness about this.
And some of the people we're mentioning are already on the ground as well. For example, Carl Said is already there.
Carl Said, Midlands Lunga Seva Society. Your point about the lack of systemic updates to drainage systems, that's true. So Ramblings of a Sikh, again, I will link his post beneath. I will link that beneath. He's done a carousel basically explaining everything that has occurred and what led to the situation. And he's basically saying it's a cocktail of problems. One of them is the poor drainage system in Chandigarh that had like a minimal amount of rainfall. I think it was a few months ago, but that led to mass flooding because they just haven't updated the system to allow the water to run through and clear. We see it in England at times, right? Where like parts of that have lower floodplains in Worcester, for example, really flat level ground gets flooded quite fast because the drainage system isn't there to push the water through. Exact same concept, but on like a much, much larger scale.
That's all it takes. In medicine, when we have what we call a never event, so something that should never obviously happen, there's this theory that's talked about. It's called the Swiss cheese theory. I don't know if you've heard about it. People talk about it like management. It's basically, if you think about cheese, like the cheese we see in Tom and Jerry, the classic Swiss cheese with the holes. All it takes is for those holes to line up. So mistake or error, fatal error. So in the same way, I think this is true for a lot of things in life, and I think the spy world is probably a good example of this. Let's talk maybe, for example, as counterterrorism. I think every day, with lots of things that we don't know that don't happen, right? That maybe people are trying to do. But the day where all those things line up, all the Swiss hole cheese theory lines up, bang, you get the problem. And so what you're mentioning there is you have these what seem like small things in isolation, but then when they're stacked together. That's all it takes.
It's lethal. Absolutely lethal.
Hopefully now the work is done, because this is not going to be the last time you're going to get these levels of Barney.
I don't know, man. This is where the politics comes into it. So, for example, Modi hasn't said anything specifically about this as a public statement. The max that I found online is that he spoke to the Chief Minister of Punjab, Bhagwant Mann. He spoke to him on the phone about it. They wouldn't divulge exactly the details of what was discussed after the floods. Rahul Gandhi has asked for relief packages for all the states affected on the India side of the floods. Again, can't see any statement online of him giving any hope or visiting the areas impacted, him being Modi. So that's nice to know that your leader cares. The AAP government, who I think are in charge of Punjab, have I got that right?
AAP, yeah.
AAP. They have said that they will compensate people for the loss of every single penny. I don't believe that for a second. No chance.
I mean,
that would cripple them.
Yeah, I was reading today. It wasn't about just recompensating, but it's about rebuilding all the infrastructure was lost. We're talking billions. Like it's not a small penny. And
it's not a small number you could just pull out and say, "Oh, I'll hedge it." Come on.
Well, Prajna Pachlo, he seems to pull out money from anywhere.
Well, there you go. Yeah,
there you go.
And if you think of how expensive furlough was for the UK, there's a lot more people in India, mate.
Yeah. God.
Come on, like surely they're not going to be able to hedge that, because a loss of a whole season's earnings is unbelievable. I think I read a stat saying every farmer affected, as a minimum, should be given 100,000 rupees to cover the shortfall. I don't know how much that is in pounds, but that's a lot. I'll put that into pounds now. Here we go.
Yeah, I think it's allowed, because I was going to say 10 grand. Is that 10 grand? I think it's 10 grand.
Here we go. We're not doing
it's 10
this
grand.
again.
It's 10 grand pounds. Come on.
In pounds?
Yeah, it's around 10K.
No. 100,000 rupees is apparently 844 pounds.
No.
Bro, I've just done it now.
One second.
Indian rupee.
Yeah, 10,000 rupees is about $1,000. No. 10,000 is about £100. No. Yes. Arguing with myself. Yeah, £100. Okay. 10,000 rupees is about £100. Yeah, okay. So $1,000. No. 100,000 rupees is not even $1,000.
I'm not doing this again.
That can't be right. You missed a zero.
Google. I haven't missed a zero. I put a comma in the middle to make sure it's okay.
So let me
you could do the same thing, man. Go for it. Yeah. Anyway, while Gaurav crunches some key mathematical numbers, I don't know if the ARP government will be compensating farmers for their loss of earnings or people who have been displaced and lost their homes. I think that is a promise that won't be fulfilled. Is your mind boggling, Gaurav, at the fact that you're seeing this now?
Yeah, it's 6 zeros. No,
it's 5 zeros.
5 zeros, yeah. 100,000 rupees is not even £1,000.
£844.
Yeah. That's not really going to get them far, is it?
No.
But again, like if you're offering more than that, then yeah, you are going to. I mean, look, how old are we now? You're 33, I'm 35. There's no free money in the world. If people are getting money, the taxpayer's paying for it. Siddi got okay, he's going for somewhere else, and it's probably you. That's it. Sare khush ho gaye, furlough, hai na? Then band hoya, okay, tax just hoya, thank you, bye.
That and the tax fraud as well on top, mate. Fucking hell, yeah. Yeah, we'll just write off £8 billion. Yeah, it's fine, bro. Don't worry, I'm not going to come after you. Huh? 8 billion? You could just write that off like it's nothing.
That concept used to really confuse me in school. You know, when they talked about you can just print money, and then trying to understand what inflation is took me ages.
Yeah. It's cheeky. Anyway,
it's cheeky.
So I'm confused though, Gordon, off the back of this as to what exactly caused the flooding. So some accusations that India have obviously released the dam water into Pakistan, but obviously the flooding occurred in Pakistan first, which then came down to Punjab as well.
Oh,
or down to the India side of Punjab?
Rain has come down. Rain has come down on both sides.
Yeah.
Right. Rain's come down on both sides, but the dams we're talking about are on the India side. So they've swelled up. And so then they've released them. Obviously, I don't know the path of what happens after but after that, them being released, all that money's come downstream. Some of that, like you said, has gone to India side, but it sounds like a lot of it has gone to the Pakistan side.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I mean, look, obviously the monsoon's a monsoon, right? Like no one's messed with the weather to cause the extra pani to come. It's just the pani management which is the key. But that usually wouldn't be an issue, but there's just been so much pani that those reservoirs that normally would be able to handle it and then slowly release the pani they've just been. And if they don't open it there, then you're going to get flooding upstream, aren't you? It's like that pani has nowhere to go.
Yeah. Well, that's pretty much the analysis of it all. Anything else to add? I'm now going to move on to the celebrity stuff.
Yeah, fine. Happy.
Anything else? Or are we good?
We're good.
Okay. All right. So celebrities. Can you help me translate what Dilj said in this reel, talking about the issue in Punjab, but it's all in Hindi. Ready?
Ready.
सत अकाल जी, आज की बात मैं हिंदी में करूंगा ताकि बात सब तक पहुंच जाए। पंजाब के हालात बाढ़ की वजह से बहुत ख़राब है। लोगों के घर बह चुके हैं, फसलें तबाह हो चुकी हैं, पशु गाय भैंस मर चुके हैं।
Yeah, it's a lot, isn't it? So I need to. So I'm gonna speak in Hindi today, so that what I'm saying goes far. He's obviously talking about the floods in Punjab. Faslan obviously are crops, and he's talking about the livestock. The livestock have been affected as well. Carry on.
लोगों की जिंदगियां बर्बाद हो गई हैं। पंजाब जख्मी है, पर हारा नहीं है।
People's lives, जिंदगी बर्बाद हो गई. They've been ruined.
पर हारा नहीं है। हम पंजाब की गोद से उठे हैं, पंजाब ने हमें गोद लिया है और हमने पंजाब की गोद में ही मरना है। जितने भी पीड़ित परिवार हैं, हम सब उनसे कहना चाहते हैं कि हम उनके साथ हैं। ऐसा नहीं कि राशन पानी दे के ये बात खत्म हो जाएगी, जब तक उनकी जिंदगियां दोबारा शुरू नहीं हो जाती।
He's making a point that we are from Punjab, we are Punjab, we haven't forgotten about Punjab. This isn't just about providing you with roti pani and the basics now, and after we've done that we're going to forget about you. This is about getting you back on your feet properly.
शुरू नहीं हो जाती, हम सब उनके साथ हैं। जितने भी लोकल एनजीओज हैं, जितने भी लोकल हमारा पंजाब का मीडिया है, वो बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहा है। मैं उनका भी धन्यवाद करना चाहूँगा। वो ऑन ग्राउंड बहुत अच्छा काम कर रहे हैं और पंजाब का यूथ वो खुद आगे आया है और वो खुद इस स्थिति को संभाल रहा है। मैं सबका बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद करना चाहूँगा। मेरे जितने भी रिसोर्सेज हैं
So he's talking about the NGOs and non-government organizations. He's saying they're all doing a good job. The youth of Punjab is doing a good job. He's saying whoever's on the ground, the media, they're raising great awareness, which is then pulling more people to come and help. He's saying thank you to them.
जितने भी कॉर्पोरेट हाउसेस को मैं जानता हूं, हमारी टीम ने उनसे बात की है, सब पंजाब की हेल्प करने के लिए तैयार हैं। वो सब आगे आना चाहते हैं। ये जो मुसीबत है, हम इससे निकल जाएंगे। पंजाब पे हमेशा मुसीबत आई है। ऐसा होता है ना कि कोई चीज़ जो बहुत प्यारी होती है, उस पे हमेशा
So Diljit is saying so he talked about the NGOs, now he's talking about the businesses, essentially the corporates. He goes, everyone we've reached out to wants to help, and so we're going to work out a way for them to best help. Then he goes on to say, where we paused it, he goes, Punjab has come under distress before. Punjab will always come under distress, and then we paused it. But Punjab will be fine.
को नज़र लग जाती है, तो ये हमारे साथ बहुत बार हुआ है, लेकिन हम इस मुसीबत से निकल जाएंगे। मैं अरदास करता हूँ परमात्मा के आगे कि हम सबको इतनी शक्ति दे कि हम सब भाई बहन मिल के इस मुसीबत से बाहर आ जाएं और एक बार फिर से वो जिंदगियां दोबारा खड़ी हो सकें।
He goes, किसी दे नजर लग गई. So for whatever reason, there's been a bad eye or evil eye has been cast up Punjab, and I do an ardas now in front of Vaheguru, in terms of God, to give us the shakti, the strength, bhai ben. So together we come together as just humans, essentially, to fix the situation.
एक बार फिर से वो जिंदगियां दोबारा खड़ी हो सकें। मेरी तरफ से सबको बहुत प्यार सत्कार। अगर कुछ गलत बोल गया हूं, अगर किसी को हर्ट हुआ हो, मेरी कोई बात तो माफी।
And then the usual, if I said anything wrong, please forgive me.
Beyonce was saying. Anyway. Thank you for that. That's actually really helpful, Karan. Thank you.
I feel like you could have got most of that yourself.
Bits of it, but I think it's not just for me, it's for people that also don't understand Hindi at all. And it's good for them to also have it translated. That's a big thing for us because he's obviously the biggest Punjabi voice, one of the biggest Punjabi voices out there. For him to appeal to his following across India to support, I think is big. And I don't think news outlets, even when I was looking at news outlets in India for articles, so brief, like a few lines, a couple paragraphs, nothing substantial compared to, say, the coverage you get in, say, The Independent, who have written like paragraphs on exactly what's happened.
Yep. Or in the same way where you have like People like Khalsaid or MLSS who are on the ground who will just basically put out raw, content or reels or feeds.
straight up.
Because then you're like, I remember the Mortown, like that's what we were seeing. We're like, okay, this is what it actually is, not like filtered narrative media stuff.
Yeah.
And I think what's really important is for someone like Dilj, what one is the scale and the level he's at. Number two is, he talks about I am Punjab. And so when there is crisis, it's nice to see. You got to be there and you got to just kind of pause everything else and just do what you need to do in your capacity. And if you have, it's that thing in Spider-Man, with great power comes great responsibility. And if you have the ability to impact situations, depending on your scale, then you have an obligation. It's good to see that you're doing that. As well as the other guys.
Other guys. So Karan Aujla has donated 10,000 kilograms of cow feed for farmers.
Okay.
Incredibly necessary right now, so the cows can obviously graze. Yeah. Sunanda Sharma, have you seen this clip of her?
No. Who is that?
Okay, so she is a singer. She was on the ground doing seva as well, helping, but then she started to cry. And there's a reporter who was basically telling her, get together, don't be crying in front of the kids. Like, you need to band together. I'll play it to you. Tell me if I missed anything, yeah?
Okay.
अच्छा सब कुछ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਪੜ੍ਹਾਈ ਦੀ ਕਿਤਾਬਾਂ ਸਭ ਕੁਝ ਰੁੜ ਗਿਆ ਮੇਰੇ ਬ੍ਰਦਰ ਦੀਆਂ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਕਾਪੀਆਂ ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਰੁੜ ਗਈਆਂ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਮੈਡਮ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾ ਰੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਹੌਸਲਾ ਦੇਣਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਬੱਚਿਆਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਦੁੱਖ ਦੀ ਘੜੀ ਆ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਨਾ ਰੋਵੋ ਕਿਤਾਬ ਦੀ ਕੁੜੀ ਉਹ ਵੀ ਬਹੁਤ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਕਰਦੀ ਕਹਿੰਦੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਸਾਰਾ ਸਮਾਨ ਸਾਡਾ ਉਧਰ ਅਸੀਂ ਤੇ ਚੱਲ ਤੱਕ ਸਾਡਾ ਧਿਆਨ ਇੱਧਰ ਸੀ ਨਿਆਣਿਆਂ ਦੇ ਨਿਆਣਿਆਂ ਸੀ ਕਿਤੇ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਾਣਾ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਇੱਥੇ ਰਹੋ ਤੁਸੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਮੈਂ ਘਰ ਜਾਣਾ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਵੀ ਸਾਡਾ ਮੇਰਾ ਬ੍ਰਦਰ
Yeah, I'm going to be honest, the audio isn't very clear there. It's hard for me to follow because I'm multiply speaking. But the bit that was most clear was like, dukh di kadi hai. So this is a time of pain. Tusi bachchiyan nu haunsla dena. Give the kids hope. That's what they need to see. They need to see that there's an end to this, there's light at the end of the tunnel. We will rebuild. We will get better.
And obviously, it's okay for her to feel the emotion. I don't think she's doing it for cameras, like some are going to say. But yeah, he has a point, which is like maybe you can do that on the side in private. Just try and keep everybody in high spirits here because they're the ones feeling it.
Yeah, like I think with a lot of these situations, very easy to say these things until the moment comes and you get moved by emotion and good to see real emotion.
Other artists who have pitched in to provide support include Bunty Baines, Nickel, Jaspir Jussi, Ambi Virk, Ranjit Bawa, and talk show host Kapil Sharma. Not many people are speculating saying why haven't Bollywood really got involved in it? I don't know, and I haven't really looked for people in Bollywood to raise awareness about this. I think I'm more thinking people who are Punjabi have a lot more influence anyway. They can maybe fill that void. But chalo, if that's how people feel, that's how you feel.
I heard who else? Sanjay Dutt, I think, got involved.
Didn't see. Cool. I saw Shah Rukh Khan put out a tweet about it, but again,
well, I mean, a tweet for Shah Rukh Khan holds a lot of weight. So.
Yeah. But again, this is where the question comes in. Like, if you tweet about it, is that enough? Should you link like support links or donation links or something? Like, I don't know.
I think people always have an opinion about that.
Yeah.
They'll always, if somebody gives $1 million, but you're a billionaire, why did you only give $1 million?
Yeah, it's like the bit that really stuck with me now is when people have like really high amounts of fame and they comment on something or are meant to attend something, it takes away from the point of the event itself. So, for example, the footballer who passed away, Diogo Jota.
Yeah.
He passed away in that accident and obviously played for Portugal, the most famous Portuguese player of all time, Cristiano Ronaldo. He didn't attend the funeral and even put a statement out saying, I'm not going to attend the funeral because it will take the attention away from the point of the funeral. It's not about me, so I'm not going. And I thought, fair. You got in front of it. You said why. No one can say shit about it, and you want to be respectful. Fair. You handled that in the most apt way possible. But the fact that you have to even think about that, you can't even go and pay your respects, is wild.
Unless, I presume he did it in private before the funeral.
Yeah, of course. But he put that statement out publicly, so newspapers won't have a fucking field day about it.
Why wasn't Ronaldo there? I think, this is to a much lesser extent, but I think it's also the same with. Imagine you get Dilj at your wedding to perform. Like, no one cares you're the bride and groom. Dilj is there, man. Everyone's going to be there, flocking to the stage, looking at him, and you're just going to be on your top table, like you're just not getting married. So, Yeah.
Not getting married.
Book a DJ.
You've already been married, but yeah.
Yeah, book a DJ. You'll be happier.
Yeah. Other things, the Pakistan Punjab Chief Minister Mariam Nawaz Sharif launched a mass operation to evacuate and help people on her side. Evacuated 1.8 million people so far. I can put a link below for people to look at as well if you want to read more on that. But she's been quite heavily involved in the preservation of Gurdwara on the Pakistan side of Punjab. I think the bottom floor of the Gurdwara in Kapurthala, was it? Not Kapurthala.
Kapurthala is outside. Kartarpur? No.
Kartarpur, that's it. Sorry, I get the two mixed up. The bottom floor of that was completely flooded. And I think they've cleared the majority of it up now. The same thing in Nankana Sahib as well. So, yeah, big respect to them for doing that. Super appreciated. Yeah, there we go. So I'll put all the links to everything in the description below. Horrible events that have occurred. A shame. Hopefully they can future-proof themselves from this because monsoons are only going to get worse with global warming. I'm not optimistic that it will happen because this is going to cost so much to repair. That's the first port of action. By the time it's all repaired next year, you'll have the same thing again. And let's hope that the Prime Minister tries to help out soon because he's the guy with the most money, right? Care packages would be appreciated.
Okay.
Cool. Right. Next point. So you know that this is the year of people getting outed?
Yes.
You've seen that lady, haven't you, who's been outed?
I sent a message to you and I was pleasantly surprised by your response, which was, you've done this actually quite recently a lot. You do the 45S WhatsApp, which means, and you're one of the people that gets through my do not disturb. So I get the
Thanks.
Buzz. And it was, yes, Karan, I've been following this very closely. And I was like, I know you love this woman and you want her on the podcast.
No. So let me
not now.
hang on. Let me go back a step. The lady is Sadia Khan. She is a claimed to be psychologist who has now been debunked that she ever was a real psychologist. She had an online degree stating you eating, you little shit. She had a online degree basically stating that she is a psychologist when she isn't. She was actually put in place, and this is all allegedly, by the way, before somebody tries to sue me. People started to research her certificates showing it. They were all photoshopped with her name on top. Wasn't even photoshopped properly. And she was apparently licensed to teach psychology, not actually be a psychologist. But her shtick is, I'm a dating coach. I help guys understand why they can't get women, basically, and why they're being taken for a ride. Now, we started following her on Indian Doctor a while ago because she'd been on numerous other bigger podcasts like Chris Williamson, like Diary of a CEO, like Jay Shetty. She's done the full podcast tour, right? Put a message out. So her claim is if you book a consultation with her, you can pay £6,000 an hour to speak to her one-to-one, which I think is bonkers. But Jello, if you've got a market, you've got a market. She's been outed. And the reason why I knew about this is because a few of my Muslim mates actually messaged me saying, have you seen this? And I was like, no. And then I follow other political commentary channel in America, and they picked up on it. So two random worlds have just collided at once. And
I come in and say, Indy, have you seen
and then you
this?
say this, and I was like, God, you're like a week behind. Yeah, I've seen it. Right?
Oh, but then why didn't you message it to me? You should tell me.
Because I don't think you cared that much. That's why.
Nah, she's everywhere, man. And then
I didn't think you cared about it.
Fair. Here's the first thing. She may not be a licensed psychologist, but at the same time, she hasn't got a clinical practice. So that in itself, if you're not treating patients and you're a dating coach, whatever, like if
she was claiming to be a psychologist, that's where the problem comes into it. Dude, her Instagram is Sadia Psychology.
Psychology,
Come on, bro.
No, yeah, that's not a psychologist, is it? That's different.
Karan, schematics. If I put doctor in my name, people are going to think it's Dr.
That's different.
Indy. They're not going
to. That's fair. But
I'm just giving you a comparison.
Psychology, like somebody can have an interest in psychology and make a page about psychology doesn't mean.
Yes,
and if you're not treating patients,
but they also aren't charging £6,000 an hour for a consultation one-to-one with them.
Yeah, but that's got nothing
psychology advice.
No, but if I become a life coach, right, and I charge $6,000, whatever my qualifications be, and you want to pay it, that's got nothing to do with. She's not there I'm not defending her, by the way. I'm just trying to say that there's a big difference if she had a list of PTSD patients, trauma patients, people with anxiety, depression, bipolar. That's a whole different thing, man. She didn't do that. That's the first thing. That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying that she hasn't done. Yes, she used it with poetic license. She had something to do with psychology and she can teach, and she made a whole brand about using psychology. That's what she did. It's wrong. It's misleading.
Yeah.
It's wrong and misleading, but nobody had a problem until she was outed. Because she was good at what she was saying.
No one knew until she was outed. Because people don't tend to look at your qualifications.
There's no reason, right? Yeah,
I'm not going to Google you and look at your database of your school and contact your school and say, did this guy go to your school with this year's? Did he graduate with these honors that are listed? She put it up on her website showing how things were looking for her. Yeah. Then she deleted it off her website a year ago. But the internet is written in ink. So people can go back, do the time capsule search and go back and look and say, well, here's the certificates you had that were plagiarized on your site. And you took them down. So you knew that they were wrong then. Like, you just get tangled up in all these lies.
The video I've seen is a doctor doing the investigation part of it. And she basically says the year in which she said she got a certification, she knew the dean of that university or college, whatever. But then he'd passed away, so she couldn't corroborate with him. But then the picture she had up was with a different dean who wouldn't have been the dean at the time when she got the qualification. And she was like, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make sense. So fine. So now we're talking about her credentials. But talk about now why she got outed. This infamous clip that's been
so she's a big part of her messaging of her dating, coaching, whatever you want to call it, advice is, I'm going to help you understand why some women don't respect you, why they treat you as this kind of guy, or they treat you as meaningless, etc. She was basically a very soft Andrew Tate. If you look at some of the things she says, don't agree with everything that she says, but some parts people were saying she's just a female version. I said no, I don't think that's true.
Andrew Tate, but as in when you say that phrase, what are you trying to say?
No, I'm not saying this. I'm saying what other people are saying. Okay, I don't necessarily agree, right?
What do you think about her message as a whole? What is her?
I think her message as a whole was kind of saying, okay, about guys, you should be taken for a ride by certain women. They say you come across as assertive, as being like a self-respecting, etc. Fine. The way she was saying it was a little bit graphic at times, but Jello, you have to lubricate an algorithm, don't you, to make a point.
Get attention. Yeah.
Fair. Completely get that. Yeah.
Okay.
When it comes to some of the things she was saying, she wasn't living or doing that herself in the past. So messages and voice recordings have come out of her losing her mind to another woman by cheating on her with that lady's husband. Or you can go and listen to the recordings. I'm not going to say what she said, but it's pretty vile.
Very graphic.
Very graphic. Obviously, we know that a couple of kids do listen to us, so I'm not going to repeat that. But people can go and find it on YouTube. It's all there. She's been caught red-handed. And I think the irony is the psychology stuff came up afterwards. It's more so you're perpetuating this message. You didn't even live and die by it yourself. So how can you be out here giving that advice?
But that bit there, you don't live by it. So as in, are people saying, does she preach that, like cheating is wrong or infidelity is wrong? Is that the biggest issue?
I think she's preaching don't be somebody's side person or don't be their little mistress or whatever. If you want to do this, you have to do this.
Right.
If you self-respect yourself, you won't do this. But then she was found
doing those
exact things. For example, don't keep messaging people. It comes across as desperate. If they say no means no, etc. But then somebody outed her, and then she started literally harassing the person, calling them, saying pick up, calling them. It's like, whoa, you need to chill out. I get you've been outed, but come on. She also jumped on a Zoom call with those political commentators that I told you about.
Right.
And the guy approached her with a sympathy point of view, but essentially kept setting her up to fall each time. So he found all these screenshots. He had a bank of them, and he was like trying to sympathize with her. And she was like, oh, okay, can we not talk about this? Can we not talk about that? And then he just put the whole thing out afterwards saying, yep, I caught her red-handed and everything. So yeah, not a good look. And this also all started because she was found to be using waist filters on her body.
Explain what this means. I saw this in a video, but then
so a waist filter is where you can run your video through a filter, and I think it just edits your waist a little bit to make it look slimmer.
Do you know what? When I first heard it, I was thinking WASTE, but it's WAIST. It's literally the waist.
Yeah, literally her waist.
Yeah,
and the
yeah,
reason why
okay,
people
okay.
could tell is because when she moved past the light, it shimmered weird and it looked off and there was no shadow. And they're like, well, that's clearly a filter that you've applied. And she
But
preaches
again-
this message about being like,
Okay,
you know,
go on,
authentic
go on.
about yourself, being confident in yourself. She's not doing it.
Fine, okay.
So,
I was going to say, why is that an
yeah.
issue? Because people use filters and everything, but
And that's why people were like, okay, you're basically a bit of a con artist now. So yeah, not good. Wild story though.
Wild story. I mean,
and a lot of people are getting this. Jay Shetty had it a few months ago. Like, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, okay, let's talk about Jay Shetty a second. It happened, and then like you always tell me about the news cycle. People forget. No one cares. He's still famous. He's still making P. Like, who cares? What's changed?
Some people did and some people didn't. So a lot of people had a weird feeling.
Novak Djokovic has just landed on his podcast. Like, literally, he's lost nothing. There's a bit of heat.
A lot.
The world moves on.
I get it. But within your community, I think a lot of people are like, no. But he's gone mainstream, so maybe he doesn't care anymore. But within his community, everyone's like, we don't respect you in the same way. That's all.
Yeah. Fair. I'm just thinking about impact. When you're at that level, do you care? Is the question.
Don't know.
If I can land Novak Djokovic,
I think his school of licensing was, or his school of training or getting a certification was outed as a bad thing. That was pretty
life coaching thing.
Pretty bad. Yeah.
In general, I mean, I know CoffeeZilla and other channels have got massive channels dedicated to uncovering and debunking these gurus. Yeah. And look, there are clearly some people in the world who offer great advice and have a lot of wisdom. There's a lot to give, right? But then there are some other bande who just rebrand, repackage, paraphrase, rephrase.
Well, that's what Jay also did, right? He used to take other people's quotes and pass it off as his own and wouldn't give them credit. And that's one of a creator's biggest bugbears. Like, we've had this. People have taken our content and not given us credit. And we're like, the least you can do is just put at in the thing. That's it.
Yeah.
I don't care if you take it, do what you want with it, but put at in the thing at least as a minimum. Or they'll like zoom in just a little bit so it takes off the Indian doctor thing. And I'm like, come on, you're better than this. Just leave it up.
Great
and simply at us. It's fine. But yeah.
Great editing. Thank you. Yeah.
Nice audio.
Nice audio.
Nice audio indeed. All right, we'll wrap it up with some confessions. And should be it. Happy?
Happy.
Confessions of Love is Blind Monday. Yes.
Fine. There's no jingle this week, then, guys. That is your jingle. Just Indy saying it.
Sing it as that, Karan.
Give me the line again.
Confessions of Love is Blind, Brown Monday.
Confessions of Love is Blind. Feet brown Monday.
Feet. You can say featuring, you're like, no, bad feet.
Feet, bad feet.
Right, let's talk about the Love is Blind reunion, because I knew you were going to watch it. You little...
Do you know what?
You little... I don't like it. I hate this reality TV. It's carved my brain. I can't do any of this.
You want to call me a little bitch then. I knew where you were going there.
Yeah, of course I was.
You were like, mainu pata tu dekhya. And for completion purposes only.
Because completion purposes only. Okay.
The loop had to be closed because I made some predictions.
I want to know what happened.
I made some predictions.
It's been a year.
Geri gal mein kaisi ohi hoa, right?
Did you say that they weren't going to last? I said I didn't think that they would last.
Yeah, same. We both agreed. I put it on. I loved how.
By the way, this is Cow and Sarova on Love is Blind UK. I'm sorry this is spoiling it, but if you haven't watched it by now and you listen to us,
up to date, ho yo.
It's your own fault. Okay,
it's out there. It's out there. So yeah, it's like I said, Shindy, we need to watch. She's like, you want to watch it? I was like, I need to see what happened to these couples, man, because these.
And it happened immediately in the reunion. You see it. Now you got to be honest with me. As they played that reunion, they showed the videos of them together.
It's the best episode ever.
But did you think they were still together?
So what did they do? They
showed the montage.
Oh, they showed Morocco.
Celebrating
yeah. So they showed Morocco. They showed Press Ups at Christmas.
Yeah.
Right, but here's the thing, right? They all walk in, they sit down. I was like, body language is completely off. Now,
you can see the gap.
Two reasons for that, though. Either, I've been married a long time, I know Shindy a long time. If we sit down, we don't have to be PDA and cuddly now. Like, you're just at a level where you don't need to do that. But they haven't been together that long, right? So I was like, okay, fine. But the first question I was asked to her and her response, I'll tell you, this is going to be a semi-confession about what happened when I was trying to watch it with Shindy as well. It almost became like I was doing a podcast with Shindy whilst doing it. And she got pissed off because I would pause it, react, say something to her, rewind it so I could watch it again.
Yeah, I did that with Sanj Bear.
Yeah, and she got so angry. She's like, can you just watch it?
No,
because
I need to
like,
watch it back and I need to analyze what you just said.
Saruva, how is marriage? What marriage?
Everyone
goes,
reload it.
It was literally, I was literally Bobby Kang. I was there, shout out to Bobby Kang, man. Oh, I reload it, man.
Right, I'm telling you.
Oh, but that, what marriage? And I was like, Makayasi. And you know the guy who called it? Junaid, his brother.
He said it early.
His brother looked him in the eye and he was like, you cannot put anyone else first. And here, do you know what? I was going to message you. I was like, should we ask her over to come on the podcast? But if we ever get to speak to her, you know, in that whole bit, she was talking about why and trying to get closure. I would be able to tell her what it is. The scientific reason, okay, for this happening. A lot of men have this. It's called habituation. Have you heard of this word, Indy?
Go for it, Karan. Educate me.
Have you heard this word, first of all, or not?
No.
Okay, so it happens to all of us. You'll know this. So give me your favorite non-alcoholic drink.
Oh, squash.
Fine. Just you think of one flavor in your head, whichever you like. I think it's orange squash.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Now try and think about one of the first times you drank it. Ever. Can't. Fine. But if we had to measure the amount of dopamine or happiness or endorphins or whatever that you experienced with that at that time compared to now, it's not going to be the same because you habituate. So your response habituates. Clearly what's happened here, like I said in the show, is he's not in love, he's infatuated. He likes her over, he's excited, it's new. The novelty wore off. I'm bored. That's what it is, Rover. He's bored. What's next? And that's it. He's not in love.
I think we're speculating a lot over like a little bits that we've seen. It might be that.
No,
I also don't think
that's a lot of
I also
bro.
Yeah, but I also don't think that he was emotionally ready for a marriage. Like it sounds like he used to get with a lot of girls and now he's found a girl that's very different to what he's had. He's like, this is the path, this is the way, I'm going to go and see this through. And then he just thought, yeah, this isn't going anywhere, so I'll bye. And it sounds like he broke up with her in the same way he has with other girls in the past.
I don't see it's going anywhere. I think he went on to the show with I agree with you, the notion of different process, I'm going to commit myself to it, I'm going to get married, right? And the first part, the honeymoon phase of any relationship is fun, right? You're just getting to know somebody. It's thinking, the thing that, see, we're watching this and Sarovar is Punjabi, which means she is taking this very seriously. This isn't a joke for her. Like she was not going to be the one who's going to break this off. This is my marriage forevermore. Like clearly that's the vibe Sarovar's giving out. She's trying to integrate. She's getting involved. This is it. For him, it's just, you're right. I don't think he's emotionally immature, but he got bored. And I'm not making an excuse for him. I'm saying that is the reason. It's not the right reason. It is the reason. She wants closure. That's it. He is bored and he wants another girl. And then he'll get bored of that girl and then he'll move on. And he kind of said it in the thing. He goes, I don't think I'm the marriage type. And there are some people in life who don't go through marriage and he just wants to have fun, dip in, dip out. And like when he broke up with her, what did he say? He goes, I'm going to the gym. His brother said it to him. It was when you're married, you have to then have, not just your own personal time all the time. There has to be joint stuff you do. And if you're not ready for that, that's very difficult.
Yeah, but also, Karan, he does own a gym. So if he says I'm going to the gym, he might be going to work.
Yeah, fine, fair.
To get away with it.
Yeah.
No. That is important because some people are like, oh, this dickhead just went to the gym. I'm like, no, maybe you just went to work to get away from everything that he's just said, just to close it off and go back to normal life. Because
I've decided for us that this isn't good for us, for you.
Yeah.
January
Which
2nd.
I don't agree with, by the way. I think that was quite wild. You should talk about it a little bit. Warm them up a little bit. Give some indications. Maybe try and work through it. It's like, band.
Bully was on it, man.
Her mum's intimidating, bro.
Yeah, but I kind of feel like, so that you've seen now the other episode before when he first saw Cal. Have you seen it or not?
Yeah.
So it's the job of the parent, man. Like if whoever is going to be in the future wants to marry Ikam, meet the parent style, man. Robert De Niro, you need to impress me, man. Robert De Niro, you need to impress me, man. Like, it's not.
Are you going to get the breast out as well?
Milk me, Greg. I've got nipples, Greg. Can you milk me?
That was too accurate.
Yeah. I watched that film a lot, man. I love that film. Not in the, I mean, look, intimidate. My intention is not going to be to intimidate, but at the same time, if you're going to look after my daughter, I need to know that you can handle pressure.
Yeah, but he didn't seem like he could handle pressure. He was flustering in that meet up between the two of them. It was not going smoothly. Maybe that's editing, but the answers he was giving was that he's like, oh, she's different. She's a posh girl. I'm like, geez, don't lead with that. Do not lead with that. Like, give something more in depth.
The way to handle somebody who is hostile to that is actually to ask questions back, because might not be the problem here, but sometimes it doesn't matter what answer you give, that person will not be impressed. If they've made a decision, they're not going to like you. You're never going to win that unless you ask them, so what are you looking for in a son-in-law or whatever? You flip it on them or whatever. He's clearly not the most articulate of the two. Fine. Sarova clearly was the kind of marriage type. The thing I found sad was how, I don't know what her previous experiences were, but she was like, I tried the traditional route, which sounds like Punjabi guys, and that didn't work out. So maybe I should try something not of the norm. And obviously that hasn't worked out as well. So that wasn't nice to see. And obviously as a parent,
but again,
nice.
bro, like any friend would tell you in that situation, don't get married that fast, man. Like, most of the guys say, don't get married that fast. If you're a good friend, I would say to them off camera when everything's shut off, don't do this. Like, trust me, you don't know that person that well. You've been in a little bubble. You've been in your own little apartment. Everything's paid for. You get to live a nice life. Wait till 9 to 5 kicks in. You've got to go home. You're going to be living separately. He's going to live in up north. You're going to be living down south. And then tell me how things are going to go. Why don't you trial that first for a few months and see how things go? Because you can only get married once for the first time. Once. And that's gone now. Legally, you were married. So I find it sad that nobody actually maybe said that to them off air. And fair enough, they might have done. But to not take that into account worries me.
I think a mum would have said it. One thing I'd like to know from the kind of show perspective is, are they allowed to do that? Can they not go through it? Now, we saw Bada, the other one.
No, of course they are. Loads of people are able to not go through with it.
No, what I mean is you got the couples that don't even make it to the engaged stage, so they get knocked out and you don't hear about them. And then you have these 4 or 5 that kind of got through or whatever.
Yeah.
Then you had that other couple, Bada, who said no at the altar.
Yeah.
And then in the year on, obviously they're not married. And she's like, I made the right decision. I absolutely agree. Like, it's fine that you like each other. It's fine that you're infatuated. But like I said in the earlier episode where I talked about it, do not call that love. Unless you've had stress testing. If it's not stress tested, what do you, me, Sanj, and Shindy say when we get together? Marriage is hard. Okay. But the thing is, guys, we say that smiling, right? And anyone who's married will understand that. We say that in jest, but it's just, it takes work. It's not this constant state of huggy, kissy, happiness.
Hunky-dory. It's not hunky-dory.
It's definitely not hunky-dory all the time. But that's part of it. And if you're not ready for that, if you're not ready to let go of, well, I want to do this and this is all I want to do, then you're not ready for marriage. But I think in previous, also fair. Go on.
No,
I think it's also fair that I think some people recognize that they're not suited for marriage, and there are a lot of very successful actor types, who are still single, well into their 50s, and just enjoy casual relationships. So be it, man. I'm not here to judge. Like, if that works for you and you're happy and you can do your thing, fair. Remember that thing we talked about in Japan, weekend marriages. They get together. They get together on the weekends, and then Monday to Friday they do their own thing, like pre-marriage days.
I think couples who don't agree to go ahead with it do last a little bit longer afterwards. So Love Is Blind Habibi is much more strict, and they take marriage very, very seriously. So only one couple ended up getting married. The others who didn't broke up, but one of them who didn't agree to it said, I don't want to do this because my family aren't here and they're not fully into it. They're kind of into it, but they're not. So what they did was they filmed the ceremony of them about to do it, and the girl walks away, but the guy already knew because they had a phone call prior saying, I don't feel comfortable with this. I'm not breaking up with you at the altar in some shock way. I'm telling you now, we can still go through with the filming, but I'm giving you a heads up that this is how I feel, and it's no hard feelings, but I don't think this is right. And that's a smart way to go about it. So it is possible for people to last afterwards and do it in that way if you're mature about it. But none of us know how much pressure producers are applying in the background. They might be like, oh yeah, just go ahead with this and we'll see what happens. Like Married at First Sight, UK and
Your
Australia have
favourite
come
show.
up with a lot of
Your favorite show.
my favorite show. It is, yeah. They've come under a lot of fire from people who are on the show saying producers are putting a lot of pressure on you, basically, to go ahead with certain things, to have these conversations, to go to this event, that event, try and see it through. Would you come back? Like, they get involved and they meddle a lot. We don't know how much of that's happening behind the scenes either, because you have to make a good TV show that's worth watching.
Exactly. Yeah, well, exactly. If it's not entertaining,
yeah.
If it's not somebody fighting or arguing or drama,
mate, when that whole issue with Jav and his missus happened, they were like, "This is gold."
Well, this is what I was going to ask you. This is my next point. So, Jav gets asked about his opinion about that bit when he's talking to Sophie, and Sophie's in the crowd, right? And then he says something like, "Yeah, you know," and actually, no, sorry, not his reaction on the thing, but in the actual when he's talking to her in that bar, he says, "You need to behave. You need to behave." And I'm watching that thinking, bro, you're sending out all the flirty,
all the signals,
dirtiness, yeah. And then you're telling her to calm down and relax, saying, where do you live? And I'm like, bro, like, you're clearly on it, smiling and giggling, and then you're gaslighting Sophie to be like, yeah. She's the one, who should just calm down. I was like, bro, nah, man, you're just.
Do you know what it is? He probably watched the footage back on the show and thought, shit.
Yeah.
So he came into the show quite hands up about it. He was like, yeah, that happened. I probably shouldn't have done it. Whereas in the moment, he's like, I'm doubling down. I didn't do that. But then watching it back, he's like, yeah, I did do that shit. Right? Yeah. Anyway, you were saying you watched the show with Shindy and you didn't enjoy it?
Sorry?
You watched the reunion with Shindy and you didn't enjoy it? You didn't
I was just saying that because I kept reacting to things like it was a podcast. She's like, just save this for the podcast. Why do I need to hear your reaction? Just watch it. Please let me watch it uninterrupted. Eventually she fell asleep and she didn't see all of it.
See, there you go. That's it. That happens. That's a common theme between guys in marriages. Your lady falling asleep while you're watching a TV show that you both pre-agree to.
Yep. Very true. And finally on this bit, what was your take on the army man and the air stewardess cabin manager
for a second time, bruh?
But the cabin manager just basically saying, "Tu kuch karta hi nahi," you're not making any effort.
I think, do you know what it is? And I've noticed this over time. A lot of guys are bad communicators under pressure. So some girls will bombard you with their thoughts, their feelings, how everything's going, and then they'll win the crowd on side. What you'll notice is in that show, there was a lot of the ladies in the right, the guys in the wrong. Which I don't think is always the case. There is a bit of
nuance,
nip and tuck in both relationships where both of you are at it. And when she said, you didn't commit to this, you didn't commit to that, you didn't make any effort, he's like, I was going to drive down to you to have this conversation. I came to see you on weekends. I moved things around. I moved my schedule. He did flex. They were painting him in the show as if he was this strict, regimented army guy, wouldn't eat dirty food, wouldn't enjoy life, just wake up, go to bed, probably shits on schedule. Like, they made him out to be like that. And he said, no, I do this. I do things in a different way. I enjoy treats, whatever. Like, it's cool. And that's his choice. But for her, it just felt very much like, no, you did all the wrong and I did nothing. And no relationship's like that, man. I'm sorry, it isn't.
Yeah, I think that's fair. I just think, I think he's absolutely right. I think it's down to articulation. The men seem to be, I don't think intentionally doing this themselves, but because they're not good at articulating, but they just sound very cold. It's because what they want to say, they're not using 100 words. They use like 3 or 4 words. And then it's just, oh, really cool. You don't care because that's all you got to say about the subject.
But there's also a thing like, if a guy gets...
Yeah.
But if a guy gets expressive, it's aggressive.
Yeah. Well, it's a very fine line.
Either you're like an effeminate type who, if a guy starts crying, they're like, what's wrong with you? But if a girl starts crying, it's sympathy.
Yeah. You're calm and emotional,
you have to have it
detached.
Like leveled out. So on Married at First Sight, when a guy starts crying, it's normally an accumulation of events that have led to them breaking. Whereas a girl will come and cry quite frequently on the show or on the couch in front of the experts. And that's like, okay, you can see that they're both very different emotional types, just men and women on the show, and the types of guys and the types of women you end up with. And I thought that's going to happen on a reunion show where things are going to be painted out like really small, quick snippets. You've got a few seconds to say your bit whilst being bombarded by them. And the hosts will play into the ladies' side more because they're speaking more, so they can get more out of them, and then say to the guy, what do you think of that? And he's like, well, evidently I don't agree.
Yeah, like Al was asked, wasn't he? He was like, she's like, did you ever love me? And he said, yeah, in the moment. And I do believe, I think love is the wrong word, but I don't think he was faking it in the show at the time. He did feel what he felt for her, but then it stopped, as in because he's bored and he's moved on and he's the guy. The best clip that explains this, all ladies, please watch this. Watch Rob De Niro, watch Eddie Murphy Raw when he talks about advanced levels of marriage. And he basically talks about if one of the two people has like a work trip, he goes, the guy, if the woman goes away, the guy's thinking about, oh yeah, I'm going to do this, this and this, basically have an affair, right? And if the lady goes away, she thinks about the same thing. And then he goes on, it doesn't matter if there's fire coming out your downstairs, he will get bored. And I'm not saying that all men are like this. I'm just saying, I think what Sarova wants is a deeper answer. It's not that deep. He's literally infatuated with you. Now he's not infatuated with you. Now he's bored with you. Where's the next chick? That's it. And that's not right. And that's not fair on you completely. But that's what it is.
Yeah.
And I hope she gets, a better quality. Well,
she's been on every daytime show, man, getting her thoughts in. And so has the other lady, the cabin lady. They've both been doing like joint appearances everywhere because everybody just watches the show quickly. You've got a bunch of appearances to make in a short period of time. But what I do find interesting, and I said this to Sanj, she said, would you ever let your kid go on a show like this? I said, no. And she said, why? I said, because there's so many people that go on these reality TV shows and their mental health just diminishes severely afterwards because you get this massive surge in like relevance and then it just starts to dwindle. And it's a gradual dwindling effect over months.
The Apprentice, man, great example.
And it hurts you.
Everyone's talking
especially
about
when
you.
it's like reality, personal lives. The Apprentice is different because you're not showing your personal life, but that reality depiction of you in that moment is there. The Apprentice is like a professional comedic kind of environment. A dating show is like, no, that's you locked in place.
Yeah.
In your ways of how you act in a relationship, limiting your ability to meet somebody in the future.
Yeah, that's true.
Right.
Very true.
So I'm just like, no, I would never try and encourage my kid. I'd actually actively discourage them, show them all the case studies, show them people that have unfortunately ended their lives as a result of the mental health problems that came with it and say, do you want this? Like, that's not a good cocktail of emotions to feel afterwards. Yeah.
It's the intensity of it, isn't it? It's all at once. You have everything and then you're not relevant. Unless, who's that, what's her name? Tyson Fury's brother. What's his name?
Tommy Fury.
Molly May. So I think she's a good example of somebody who transitioned and has made a brand and whatever from one of these shows that she did previously.
Yeah, true. I mean, some people do, but
it's rare.
To think you're definitely going to do that and you're going to pivot that hard and it's going to work doesn't necessarily happen. Like a few people from The Apprentice on the season that we saw, they tried pivoting into something and nobody paid attention to it and then it stopped. So that's a sad thought because you think, I've got all this following, I could just quickly do this. Or some people will run and do a quick brand deal and try and publish it. And then it just doesn't have the same impact.
It doesn't. It's sad.
Very, very. Anyway, that was the Married at First Sight, the Love is Blind reunion.
Maths.
Do you have anything else to add for your confessions? How was the wedding? All good?
Wedding was good. Wedding was fire. I told you.
I thought you were going to say what wedding. I was like, really?
Nay. Because we spoke about the juggle, didn't we, last week? And then, the reception, there was a Bhangra performance. And like I told you.
Nice.
They were very good. Shindy was enjoying it. Akam was here, but trying to go down, but then she's trying to run onto dance floors. I was trying to pull her off the dance floor, but then she was crying. Then I pick her up, and then her foot was in my face. So, so parenting, yeah. Definitely one of the older guys now.
Yes.
Yeah.
Mr. Excellent over here, remember?
I saw that comment.
A few people commented that,
Yeah. That was pretty funny. But no, it was good. It was a very good wedding. Very happy for Sonia and Manveer. Just recuperating now. Post August, been busy, man. I had family.
You've had a lot of family over, bro. So how are you feeling? Happy? Relieved?
Yeah, back into routine. It's nice. Had a nice day today. Went gym, played tennis, had some food. Podcasting now. So today's been a nice day.
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, I won in tennis. That's also important. So that's good.
That's not important to me at all.
That's really relevant. I lost.
It should be the
set.
taking part that matters, Karen.
Absolutely not. If you're playing sport, you're playing sport against me, you better win, man. Otherwise, he beat me. This is Jamie, my PT. He beat me 7-5 in the first set. I got really angry. Second set, 6-0. Just absolutely annihilated his ass. Then I was up 5-2 in the third set, and then he came back, and then it went to a tiebreak, and I won 7-6. So that was quite tight. But basically, he's training for high rocks, so his resting heart rate is like 35. He's like extremely super fit, but he's not a very good tennis player. So it's interesting. I have very good shots, but he keeps returning the ball. He's like Andy Murray on steroids. And so the ball just kept coming back. And obviously, eventually, I'd make an unforced error, which is how he got his points. But it was very, very competitive in the end, apart from the second set, where I just got very angry and just annihilated him. So, yeah.
Nice. Yeah.
You know what it's like. I played you in table tennis. You know what happens when I get in the zone. I get very, very angry and aggressive. I asked him, I was like, how do you know that? Like, you know, because he gets verbally, like, he starts talking to himself. He gets angry at himself. I said, what do I do? And he goes, when you're serious, you go really, really quiet and you just don't talk to me.
You just go quiet. You don't talk, no emotion. You're just dead. I'm like, okay.
Yeah. That's Djokovic mode. That is. I'm finishing you. I'm finding your weakness. Your hand doesn't work. Your foot doesn't work. I'm hitting it there. So, yes. So post-wedding, back into Malti. How crazy is the weather, man? We've gone from, we can play at 9 o'clock in the garden with Ikam or whatever. Now it's dark, it's raining, it's wet, it's cold. Like summer finished very quickly. So what happened the other day? So we went for a walk. We took Ikam and Alahi with us, giving us a bit of kind of what's going to be like having 2 kids. And
you're planning a second? Public announcement?
No, but at some point, hopefully, mais kirpa. And so we went for a walk, kind of midway in the walk. And then Chindy's like, okay. I was like, okay, what? He's like, yeah. Chindy, you okay? I need number 2. I was like, right. And then so obviously we're in the local area. Like we do know quite a few people, but it's like turning up at the door. Otherwise, Andani I thought we just come pop in. Can I go to the toilet first? I was like, yes, that's not going to happen. And so I was like, do you want me to call Kenny? Right. So then I ring Kenny. I'm like, Ken, now I basically said, can you come and pick up Shindy and Alahi? Kenny's obviously assumed then there's something to do with Alahi.
Yeah.
And so he's put the phone down on the way. Then Meher rings me. He's like, what's happened to Alahi? And I'm like, nothing's happened to Alahi. Shindy needs toilet. And I was like, and he's like, oh, right. And then I'm trying to ring Kenny to relax, but then he has no signal because there's no signal around where we live or whatever. And then I finally get through to him and I'm standing on the corner of the street. I'm like, this is where I am. And he's like, I'm there. And then you see Kenny, like Tom Cruise mode, just rip it down this road and then just turn right past me. There's this Gora couple with these 2 dogs completely shit themselves. Basically, he rolled up like he was about to assassinate somebody, like just rolled down the windows, mafia style, like brrr. And so he just pulls up. Well, it's really funny. So he's coming really quick, but then him coming out of the car is like in slow motion, which is funny. And then so then Alahi and Shindy were rescued, and then I just continued the walk with Ikam, and Ikam was really confused. Where Fufu gone? Where Mummy gone? Where Alahi gone?
Nice, yeah.
Yeah, and I'm like, yeah. How do you explain that to her?
To a 2-year-old, yeah. You can't. You just have to tell them, yeah, sorry.
Yeah, so I thought that was quite fun. You know, when nature calls, sometimes it can be very, very urgent. Very fine.
When the urge hits you.
Because in the build-up to that urge, you know, and I know, there'll be those mini padiyan, right? Real word,
it's like, I'm not ready. I need about another, it's brewing. I need time.
It's brewing, and you play this kind of poker, with your body, which is, I'm going to do a little push, fart. It's going to be okay. I'm not going to follow through. You tell yourself that, right?
No, everyone's different. Everyone's different. Mine is, I know it's brewing, but I need a bit of time. And do not put me under time pressure. If you put me under time pressure, it scares it away.
Do you have padiyan that come out?
Sometimes. But it's like, if you say to me, you got 10 minutes, I'm like, I can't do that. I need a buffer of time that I can work within so I can relax my body and then go. If I try and go to toilet under pressure, nothing happens. And then it comes to me much later. And I'm like, this is uncomfortable.
Did you just talk about number 2? Number 1, I presume you can just wheel.
Yeah.
Right.
But number 2 is like,
so if
I know that your bowel has its own central nervous system and it's like a different thing. You have to be
No,
careful
I know.
about.
I think you as Indy, there's a different Indy that lives inside you.
I'm just telling you the truth.
And
It's
that
just
little
different
Indy
central
inside
nervous
you
system.
is a very sensitive Indy who doesn't like time pressure, right? So when you're
No.
in exams in school and you have to go to the toilet and you need number 2, I don't know if it's ever happened to you.
No, so in school's different, isn't it? Because his diet was locked in. It's like, okay, dal roti every night, go to school. You know, when you get to school, you got that like little like 15, 20-minute window in the morning where you can drop it. I'm like, all right, sweet.
And then you're done for the day, so you're not doing one.
And then I'm done for the day.
Yeah. That's interesting. About
So
how you
I'm
don't like
like,
time
I'm
pressure.
very like, if I've got ample time gaps or I'm at home, I'm relaxed. If I'm in a new environment, it's difficult. It's very difficult.
So when we Airbnb, what do you? All right, here's the question.
Okay,
Brace-
Airbnb. I'll say the answer.
No. Brace yourself. Just pause on the Airbnb. How do you, if you're in a new environment, we mean new toilet. What things do you do? What rituals and routines do you do to make yourself more comfortable that allow little Indy inside, little Diddy Indy, bowel system Indy, feel more comfortable to allow you to release?
Wake up
There's
a
a
little
question.
earlier, go for a little
Right.
stroll, stroll down to breakfast. Yeah.
Right.
Have like a fat breakfast and hope that'll just push it through, basically. That's it. That's what you hope for.
No, okay, fine. That makes sense about trying to get things moving. I'm on about when you're actually in the bathroom now. How do you make yourself feel more comfortable?
That's fine. That's not the problem. Going in the toilet isn't a problem. It's
What do you
getting
mean by
my body
just-
ready to want to go is the problem.
So, no, what is it about? You just said new environments cause you anxiety. What is the new environment then? What do you
New
mean?
environments is in, let's say I'm staying at someone's house I haven't stayed at before.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, this is difficult. I don't feel fully comfortable going here just yet.
No, so that's what I mean. So what's the variables? Where is the bathroom? How does the bathroom feel to you? Like, what is the variable that's making you feel edgy? That's what I'm trying
What's
to
the
say.
etiquette in the morning? Do they want to have a longer lie over breakfast? How much breakfast is going to be served? How strong is the coffee? Do they have coffee? How strong is the milk? Do I feel like I can exit this conversation without dropping a massive bud to therefore imply that I'm going to the toilet? That if I'm going to go to the toilet, is it going to look suspicious that I've gone for a long time? That's a bit difficult. Do I wait until we've cleaned up the table? Then I can excuse myself so I can blend in and my table isn't empty. Like, you know, my chair isn't empty. Like all these variables go through my head.
That's a lot, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
I mean, the flow chart there.
Right there. I just told you immediately.
There's a lot, guys. So look, learning point here, don't invite Indy to stay over because he's going to shit himself, literally.
No, I won't. I just need a bit of time to warm up. Yeah.
And number 2, I have this on very good authority that when you are hosting, I have this authority from Sanj, that's my source. Sometimes you disappear into the bathroom for endless hours. And
No, I don't disappear into the bathroom for endless hours.
Time dimension. You just
I genuinely need to go to the toilet because that's how it is.
But it tends to be for a long period of time, or
it doesn't tend to be for that longer period of time. It's
Sanj,
all
if you could
exaggerated.
Sanj, if you could come into the comments here, please, and just
it's
put an
over
average
exaggerated.
time.
It used to happen at my mum and dad's house, but that's because I was up and about doing things at mum and dad's house. But it made it look like I was in the toilet hiding. No, I actually went to the toilet because you know when you drive a car for 3 and a bit hours, you need to go to the toilet.
On this topic, now that we are talking about bowel motions, after the challenge that we did most recently with the Cloud Boys, when I got back to your mum and dad's house and I needed the toilet for number 2,
oh mate,
I was confused because I felt like, because there's a lot of apparatus in that toilet downstairs, right?
Yes, there was.
And I was like, am I missing? The bidet looks like it should be here, like either that one or the one in the seat.
It's like a weird, awkward one.
It was so hidden. And then afterwards, you were like, yeah, it's there. I was like, bro, I was looking at all these like, knobs and pipes and shit. And I was like,
there is a pipe that's like on the side of the toilet in the corner. I've never used it because it's like a weird angle. I'm like, I don't like it.
Okay.
It's this dusty one that Dad got that isn't, I don't even know if it's been plumbed in properly. So yeah.
Stagnant water. Don't want that on my ass. So yeah, you got to be careful.
Nice
It's never been
one,
used. Wow, a lot goes through your head. So you got to be really So when we Airbnb, obviously you're just relaxed and you don't care.
Fine, yeah, I'm pretty chilled out. Yeah, it's cool.
You just tell us, right, guys, I'm going now.
Yeah,
wish me luck.
If I'm on like a new holiday with a bunch of guys, I'm like, okay, I need to know what's the protocol here. Like, are we having breakfast? Okay, we are. All right. Are we having it yet? We're not having it here. Okay, right. I've got to bear that in mind. All right. Are we coming back after breakfast? No, we're going out for the day. All right.
Right.
Yeah, okay. Is there coffee here at the house? Yeah, okay. All right. I'm about to get up early and have a coffee and try and get things moving.
Things going.
Yeah.
And just for the listeners, just for their benefit, if you don't manage to have that morning one, what's the problem with not just doing it later in the day? Why does it have to be done in the morning?
Because I bloat fast. I do bloat fast because of the
Which
IBS.
causes
I do
pain?
bloat really
Causes
quickly.
pain, or
no, it just looks really. It looks like I'm like
pregnant.
got this
Yeah.
fat data going that isn't existent. I'm like, okay, this isn't comfortable. And most of the time, it's like a beach. I was like, let's go to the beach in the afternoon. I'm like, bro, I don't want to be doing that right now. I want to go to a nice toilet.
I think for you, when, oh, sorry, I need to sneeze. This is going to be loud.
Thank you. There we go. That's you. There we go. That was an aggressive one.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one. I think when the pod has made it and you have significant dividends, Indy, I think the Japanese toilet is in order for you, man, my friend.
That'd be great. Get the toilet seat. Let's go.
Heated, hava, pani, everything, man. Massages, sab kuch, just get it through.
Nice, yeah.
Nice, huh? You're talking like 3 to 5K, man. It's a proper investment.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Yeah. So, and guys, I'll leave you with this. This is so funny. When you go to Indy's house, there's two bathrooms.
When do you think people are going to rock up at my yard now?
Yeah, that's true. You're never going to go. When I go to Indy's house, let me just tell you about that experience. If you're fortunate enough, then you may go there. But yeah, at Indy's house, Indy has this bathroom on the top floor in the room that is kind of the guest room. That's where I stay. And he loves this bathroom because he talks about optimal number 2 height, right?
Yeah, optimal height of the toilet seat. Yeah, there is a science behind this.
There you go. If you want to know anything about bowel movements,
you agree. You even went and you were like, yes.
I agree because you've told me this and therefore I've thought about it, what you've said, right? But I wouldn't have come up to that on my own. Like, I wouldn't have observed. He's basically saying that the squatting, right? It's the squatting is made easier there and therefore it promotes.
No, it isn't the squatting. It's the depth of how you sit on the toilet. I'm not squatting. I'm just sitting down into a toilet seat. But if that toilet seat's too high, your bowels physically don't open up. I read this in Dr. Karan's book. There is a science behind it, which is if you are in a place that has a high toilet seat, take a stool and put it underneath your feet and raise your legs because it makes your bowels open up easier and smoother.
Yeah, fine. And on that note,
no truth was told there.
We wish you a wonderful week ahead full of beautiful bowel movements, regular bowel movements. If you have a change in bowel habit, you should get that checked out. If you see blood in your stool, that is of concern. Get that checked out.
Why are you mentioning this now?
We're talking about bowels. I thought I might as well do some good public health promotion at the end. Bowels are very important. When you do a poo, look at your poo.
Don't go to A&E. Garan will say there's too many people here.
Okay, no, I wasn't going to say that. But
call 111 and see what happens.
Just ring Indy. Indy's a bowel specialist. Just ring Indy. Okay?
Call 111.
Call Indy. I'll post his number here.
Garan will not see you. He doesn't like patients. Okay, all right. Thank you and goodbye.
Good summary. Yeah, great. Thank you. Great. Yeah.
Thank you for watching this week's episode of the Indy and Doctor podcast. Please check out the rest of our episodes here. Don't forget to subscribe here, and we will see you guys on the next episode. Goodbye.